I think we're live. Is this the case? Are we actually live? Doing a quick check. I think we are.
I think we're live.
I think we're live. Hello, everybody. My name is Conception, and I'm here to showcase some Pokemon Pearl original DS style. None of that remake stuff. None of that Arceus stuff. We're going back to the OG on the DS. But I am joined by a wonderful commentator. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ness _. I'm the most influential gamer of all time, apparently. I use they, he pronouns. I've played this game, and I think I taught Conception how to do some of the stuff, so I'm obviously better.
You taught me to do a lot of this stuff, so you're a mentor in a way. So thank you. Yeah,
I'm like in the anime when like the teacher like teaches everyone how to do everything and then like dies at the end. Because I'm washed up now, so it makes sense.
Yes, exactly that. So we'll keep that all in mind while we run the any % Manipless category. So this is the any % category. This is not glitchless, which you see in a lot of Pokemon runs. So we will be using some glitches, mainly just one glitch, and we'll get into that towards the end of the run. But you will notice as well on the timer that we're not starting at 0. We're starting at -1. That is purely to account for one white frame. 1 second rather, as we load into the game. So as we load into the game here in a second, we'll get that countdown. But I think it's about time. Let's get underway here. So, it'll technically be 4 seconds, but I'm still going to count it from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. There we are.
Gio,
thank you so much. Yeah, and this is an interesting speed run of Pokemon. It is different than other ones that you might have seen. I can say that much. Thank you for those who donated towards the incentives as well. We're going to be using two of those right away here. Oops, I seriously did this. Okay, cool. We're walking through the touchscreen. How to use the touchscreen. Yes, I understand everything. Would I like to know more about anything else? Please no. Thank you so much. So
yeah, this beginning part, other than just like naming the rival and naming like the player, there really isn't that much going on. Just like mashing, pushing the touchscreen every so often. Apparently, watching a tutorial. Yeah. New meta.
Oh yeah, it's actually RNG manipulation for sure. So our name is Feasel. Thank you so much to everyone who donated towards that. If I could spell, that would be wonderful, though. There we go. I'm not used to touch screen for spelling, just for selecting moves. So where I have huge.
Those buttons are massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No donations in for the rival, which is fine. So we're gonna name our rival, of course, Ness _.
It's me, the rival.
Is there an underscore? No, we're gonna go with Ness Dash. I don't think there's an underscore, so we're gonna go with Ness Dash.
Ness hyphen.
Yeah.
Dark Universe me.
Dark Universe. So actually, don't troll me, please, during this run. So,
I'll try.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing too much of note here. Just naming our characters here. Little cutscene on the TV. We also
do make ourselves a girl, just because in the beginning of the game, pre like most of the story, the professor's assistant is the character that you don't pick. So if we pick the boy, the girl's gonna be the professor's assistant, and she actually talks a lot more than the boy does, and it's notable enough to like make us pick the girl, so we get the boy who talks a lot less.
Yep, and just like every classic Pokemon speedrun, we have to go into our options and make things a little bit faster. So we increase our text speed, we turn off battle animations, we change our style from shift to set, which actually does not matter in this run because we will not have more than one Pokemon. Spoiler alert. And then the other thing we do, just mainly for ease of access, is we also turn on L = A, so that means I can use the L button to mash.
Does that mean that we could also see like text box 11 or whatever it is? I don't remember which one. I think it's either 8 or 11.
Which, yeah, figure out which one you want and I'll change it. I don't want to pick the wrong one though.
Do I have to actually turn on my DS for this?
You could probably Google it, but maybe not.
No.
All right, so we come here. Nest Dash really messing with us. Says he forgot something. Well, they forgot something, and then yeah, runs back outside, and we're about to go into Lake Verity here and get our first Pokemon. The Pokemon that we are going to be picking in this particular run, which is at least fastest for what we're going to end up doing here, is going to be Chimchar. I find that that's actually unusual. Most of the Pokemon runs, at least the glitchless runs, usually start with a water starter. They just tend to be more versatile, but we start with the fire one here.
Yeah, and actually, there are these like types of speedruns called alt main speedruns where you use different mains to go through the game. There's a few of them that you can do in glitchless, but since definitely not glitched is a lot shorter, there aren't as many that you can do. The two notable ones are Chimchar and Piplup, which are pretty similar in time, but the time difference basically just comes from having to catch an HM homie as Piplup, and you don't have to do that as Chimchar.
Yep, because there is some advantages to Piplup in the early game, especially, but over Chimchar. But yeah, a lot of it is offset by having to use a second Pokemon.
Yeah, it makes some fights safer, but it's just going to be slower overall.
All right, get our Chimchar here. Now, this fight can either last 2 turns or 3 turns. We obviously hope to see 2 turns, but is it going to be based
for 4 turn?
Yeah, it could be a 4 turn if we're really unlucky. The basis of which is going to be if our Scratch does enough damage, which it's like right on the cusp. If I low rolled, we're fine.
Could be a range.
But doesn't matter because we got growled anyway, so it lowers our attack. This is going to be a 3-turn fight. Double growl could be a 4-turn fight depending on this roll here. Let's see. No, we're good. All right, the classic 3-turn fight. And don't worry, I know we do have an incentive for our good buddy Chimchar as well, but we do not nickname Chimchar here, as you might have noticed. I did not skip anything. We hold on to Chimchar with Chimchar's given name of Chimchar for a few more minutes here. But I do appreciate everyone.
You gotta pick 11.
11? All right.
11.
You got it.
I really turned on my DS and put in my cartridge of this game to figure that out. The things I do for charity.
Yes, we're going to be turning on frame 11 here. All right, frame 11, huh? There we go.
A good one. A banger.
I honestly was not sure how many frames there were, so I was like, is it faster to go forward or backwards? And I think technically backwards, because there's 20 and 11, so it's 9 back, but 11 forward, so...
It was 10 forwards.
10 forwards, yeah, because you start on 1, that's right. Still optimal speed, yeah. I took an optional thing optimally, so... Doing it for charity.
I see a question in the chat asking, like, where this game is in relation to some of the other Pokemon games.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so this is the first, like, Gen 4 game, and Gen 4 is on the DS, and Gen 3 is on the Game Boy Advance, rather. So yeah, it came out a bit after Emerald, but in terms of like the features, I think this game has... They kind of have the same amount of features. Like the bike works kind of similarly, but you get both of the bikes at the same time. Where you have a slow bike and a fast bike in an Emerald. You have to switch between the slow bike and the fast bike, but they kind of do different things. But yeah, this game overall is a bit faster, other than like the health scrolling, which we'll maybe see later.
Yeah, I will shout out. So this is Manipless. So in the regular default any % category, there's a lot going on here where we do a lot of RNG manipulation. We manipulate not only the starter Pokemon we get, it's still Chimchar, but we manipulate a very specific one with specific stats, but also manipulates not getting encounters and things like that as well. But luckily enough for us, didn't hit encounters anyway. So pretty good.
Yeah, all right. And if we're real lucky, we can get we can manipulate all the way up to like after like the first gym, which is gonna be like 25 or 30 minutes.
Yes. Also, shout out to the donation that made Chimchar's name Gabba, which is a reference to my dog Jabba. And when we picked up Jabba's medication the other day, they misspelled his name with a G instead of a J. So that was a good friend of mine who donated that. So thank you very much. Oop, I accidentally pressed B on that, which means I took a couple extra text boxes. I just want you to see as much of the game as possible.
We're definitely not the ring, and there's no content to be had.
Yes.
This is regular speedrun, guys.
Alright, so Feasel is ready with his good companion Gabba to take on the world. We have to head back to our first town to talk to our mom before we head out onto our big journey. But we are going to do one thing first, which is we're going to do some shopping. Mainly it's just convenient because Lucas drops us off. Oh, I'm sorry. No, wait. Yeah, this is Lucas.
This is Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I always get confused because Lucas is a rival, but Wally, who is Ness hyphen, is also our rival now.
Wally.
Whatever his name is. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna do some shopping. We're gonna get 8 potions here. All right. And then we're also going to get 1 antidote and 1 paralyze heal. And these are all, the antidote and the paralyze heal might not come into play, but they might. So these are all just kind of, you know, contingency plans. And the potions we're definitely going to have to heal at some point, or else we have to take slow Pokemon centers, and who wants to do that? So all about speed.
Yes. So I see another chat question real quick. And I feel like it's a pretty good question. I'm gonna answer it because it's gonna be interesting.
Please.
Someone is asking if this is the shortest Gen 4 game, and technically it is. Technically it's not. Both Diamond and Pearl are about the same speed. There's only a couple of different encounters that change, and then also the length of the cries of Palkia and Dialga, and which one you use in the end game, but you don't even use it in glitchless just because you manip a lucky egg. In Platinum, they patch out like void warping, so you can't do that. So it's about like an hour and a half longer, even though you can still do a bunch of the same glitches. And then Heart Gold, Soul Silver are kind of like in between Pearl and Diamond and Platinum, where you can still do a bunch of the glitches. But a lot of the map corruptions are a lot faster if you don't play all the way to Red.
Yep.
But yeah, there's also BDSP, which has like a totally different set of glitches where you can just like interrupt things that you do. Like you can interrupt hopping over like certain ledges, and you can do it multiple times to get over like the trees and get out of bounds, which is kind of wild if you can believe that. But that's kind of like, even though it's a Gen 4 remake, it's still Gen like 8, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of in between. I mean, I guess it's still considered Gen 8. But yeah, the running the remakes, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl on a specific patch is technically faster. Because I think they've gotten that down to like 14 or 13 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Very fast. Very, very fast. Also, just wanted to shout out, again, not manipped, but again, no encounters. So
so really manipped.
Yeah, really. I mean, this. If I had not taken an extra tutorial up front, we'd be in pretty good shape, honestly. This is a catch.
So it's basically just an encounter. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. This is a catch tutorial, which is unskippable. So you might think I could just set my DS down and chill. There is a tiny bit of speed tech here, which goes throughout the game as a whole. Whenever health is being depleted from a Pokemon, if you mash, it moves faster. So. You know, no rest for the weary, unfortunately. We're mashing every time we battle.
Yeah, kind of like moves faster, but the main thing is it like reduces like 2/3 of the flashes. So like whenever like a move hits a Pokemon, it like goes like and then it does like the animation, and then it like the health starts depleting. It like gets rid of a lot of those. So like just in one move you can save like a second and a half or so.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely worth it. And right now, what I'm doing is saving in front of one of the scariest trainers in the game, and I'm not exaggerating. It is just this little youngster who has just a Starly at level 5. But this fight can go very poorly, especially if crits take place. So we're gonna save here as opposed to potentially fainting and then returning all the way to our house and potentially having to run all the way back and hit all of these encounters. We're not messing with that. So we're gonna take it from here.
Also, if you did notice, you got the iconic saving a lot of data, and that only happens in Gen 4 whenever you use the PC, or if like it's the first save of like your file, then it does saving a lot of data, and it takes, for some reason, a lot longer. But as long as we don't use the PC, it's gonna be fine.
Yep. Which we, like I said, we won't need to. We don't get any other Pokemon. Also, of course, Starly opened up with a crit, and then crit quick attack, which is the most damage you can do in a move, and then quick attack again, which is the second most damage you can do in a move, brought me down to 1 health and 2 moves, which is a little bit scary. Me not knowing, so we mentioned about any percent we manip a specific Chimchar, so the benefit of that is we know exactly the stats of the Chimchar, so we know things like ranges and things like that. I don't know the stats of my Chimchar, and I'm not paying attention to them that closely because there really is not much of a benefit to do so. Me knowing exactly like how much defense I have at level 5 or 6 doesn't really help me with the run. So
yeah, the only like difference it makes is like some stuff is a little bit more scary, and some stuff to you could be ranges, and some stuff like to other Pokemon could be ranges. Which is just whenever you do damage in this game, it like rolls between like I think 16 in this generation, 16 different values, and then just picks one. So it's not going to be always the same all the time, but like at lower levels, it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah. And we don't, I mean, without spoiling too much as to how we finish this game, we don't get our Chimchar up very high for stats to really come into play. A lot of times, like, you need certain stats to finish, like, Elite Four battles or, like, higher level battles, and it really just does not matter in this run, and you'll see why.
Yeah, especially because in both BDSP and in, like, regular Diamond and Pearl, a lot of the early game is specifically building for the Wake fight, and then once the Wake fight is done, you don't really have to care that much about your experience, because, like, there aren't really that many, like, big thresholds that you have to hit.
We're gonna hit level 7 here, which gives us Ember, and we are actually exactly on Blaze right now, so we can 1 or 2 shot this Bidoof potentially, depending on how good our special is. So let's find out.
Your stats don't look bad, so
yeah, this Chimchar seems to be doing okay, so that's a pretty good roll. Didn't 1-shot. You can 1-shot. I think it might be crits. It might be crit specific. It's hard to say. Again, because the stats can range so heavily. It's hard to know for sure. But
I didn't take a good look, but like from like me guessing from like my glance, it looked like a medium to like a low roll, but like I feel like it could have 1-shot. But I also could just be wrong.
First encounter of the game. I have not hit an encounter until here, which is pretty wild. Not hit a wild.
Obviously, you're Minipay. Obviously.
Yeah, the secret is to name my Chimchar after my dog loosely. All right, so this trainer has its Shinx. It does go a little bit faster if you're in Blaze, but I am kind of in Scary Blaze a little bit. So depending on what the Shinx does turn 1, I might have to heal in the middle of this fight.
Yeah, so all the starters in pretty much all the Pokemon games, they have this ability. It's either Blaze, Torrent, or Overgrowth, depending on the type that you pick. And if you're below 1/3 health, all your moves will do, I think, double damage. And like, it's always going to be good to do that extra damage, especially in speedruns when you can like plan stuff out. But sometimes it can be really scary, especially if you're on like 2 HP early game and the other Pokemon knows quick attack.
Yep, very much so. But a really solid route. Really solid route.
You know, solid.
1 encounter fight. I mean, we did get a slower fight of the first Starly fight, but we survived, which I consider an absolute win. So
yeah, that's actually just one of the scariest fights in the entire game.
I'm actually gonna heal now. If we get a little bit lucky with like damage and stuff, we might not have to heal until after this next fight, but we're gonna heal now. Play it absolutely safe. Really don't need to be messing around here.
Yeah, so for the next couple of like the next few minutes, what's going to be happening is Conception is going to be fighting these 2 trainers here in the trainer school, and he's going to be getting hidden power, which is basically random power, random type move based on your stats. And because we're not manipulating it, we don't know what it's gonna be. So it could either be really good or really bad. And hopefully it ends up being good. And then right after, there's gonna be the kind of I'm gonna call it a mini game, even though it really isn't, where you have to find all 3 of the clowns in the city to, like, you know, find out about the city and whatever. And then we get the Poketch. So the bottom screen will actually be a bit useful when we're not in battle.
Yeah, the hidden power mechanic in this run makes this run very interesting because, in a way, in a very loose definition of the word, it kind of makes every run of this game randomized in a way when you do this category, because you really just have no idea what hidden power you're going to get, and the typing really matters for the first gym leader especially. So if we get a beneficial type, then we can move a lot faster. If we get a not beneficial type, we're gonna be struggling a little bit up through the first gym basically.
Yeah, so
we just have
we don't
no
really
way
have,
of knowing.
yeah, we don't really have anything that can deal with the rock types that Rourke has. So the only move that we have that we're gonna have at that point is gonna be Rock Smash. And if we get a good hidden power, we'll have that too, and that's gonna be very useful. But we won't have any other like super effective moves until Monferno, because at level 14, Monferno gets Mach Punch, which is a priority move, and it's a fighting type move. So it's gonna be really good against his gym full of mostly like slower rock types.
Exactly.
Even though it's a priority move anyways, but whatever.
Yes. Now, granted, even if I get a beneficial hidden power, if I was going for like a PB attempt, if I got a really good hidden power, I would be skipping a lot, and I'd actually take the first gym as Chimchar as opposed to Monferno. But because this is a marathon run, even if I got a really good type, I'm not gonna play around. I'm still gonna evolve to Monferno, but I will keep the hidden power, and it will still make things go a lot faster. Whereas opposed to the alternative, I would probably get rid of hidden power by that point, or shortly thereafter.
Yeah, so like the only really like difference between like the 3 like starters that you can pick for this first gym is gonna be as like Chimchar, you're pretty much gonna need to be Monferno unless you get good hidden power, which is not favorable. I'll say that much. But with Piplup, you can easily take that fight at like level 11 or 12, just because you have Bubble Beam, or Bubble at least, and Piplup is pretty fast with pretty good like special, and even Turtwig, because I think at level 15 or something you get what move is it? You get Razor Leaf.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to just like sweep that entire gym. But there are some routes that take Turtwig that get a trade alt main of an Abra, and if that Abra is high enough level, you can use Confusion through the gym, and it'll be pretty much the same thing.
All right, so Gabba is going to learn hidden power over Scratch here. Usually, you would hope that you could teach it over Taunt is the better idea, because you don't really need Taunt, especially if you have a good hidden power. You don't need Taunt at all. Taunt is only useful if you have a bad hidden power, and only for one fight. So it's not really worth keeping. But in a marathon setting, it is much safer to do that. So that's what we're doing. All right, so here's the moment of truth. We're going to be using hidden power on both the Starly and the Piplup here to determine what the typing of the hidden power is here. So let's see what we get first.
I hope it's flying.
It probably is. All right, so
I hope it's flying like 11.
Neutral is what we do not want to see necessarily, because it could be a lot of things. It could be good, but it could be bad.
Yeah, neutral isn't bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, well, it could be
doesn't
water.
rule out a bunch of stuff.
It could be water. It could be steel, which would also be fine. But it could be a lot of other bad things. So, all right. So we'll have to determine on the Piplup here and narrow it down from there.
Oh yeah, one thing about this fight is that I think that Starly has Intimidate, which lowers your attack by 1 stage. So as long as we're like using special moves like Ember, it won't really be a problem. But hidden power will just, in general, do less damage.
Okay. It is nothing useful, unfortunately. The only thing that it could be a little bit useful is if it is flying, I can use it on a Machop that I'd have to fight later. Other than that, it is not useful. Unfortunate, but true.
Wait, can't it not be flying because it was neutral against Starly?
Is that true?
I don't know.
Is that true? Is Starly pure flying type or is it normal flying?
It's normal flying.
Would normal? Huh. Yeah,
I think it would still be not effective.
Yeah, so either way, it's not useful, unfortunately. Even if it was flying, it's only moderately useful. So.
What could it be? Because like I kind of want to see
fighting,
what chat
poison,
has to say.
psychic, dragon, dark, any of those.
Chat, do you guys have a say on this? What do you guys think it is? Because I still want to figure it out. It's like a fun little puzzle every time you do a speedrun.
All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? We should. I'm actually. So I ran by him, but I'm actually gonna fight this youngster. That's right next to us on the left. That one.
I was about to say, imagine not taking that trainer.
Well, in some routes you definitely wouldn't because there's not really much of a benefit. But the cricket tot that this youngster has actually can help us determine even further what the typing is. So let's see here if we can figure it out.
Yeah, this cricket tot does not give very much experience. I just think it's kind of funny. Cricket tot is just a little guy.
That was neutral, right?
Yeah.
So it's dark, dragon, psychic, or poison. None of which are good. So doesn't matter necessarily. None of that is useful at any point. So unfortunate.
Also, if Conception hit that that girl trainer like in the middle of that path there, we would be here for another like 10 minutes, honestly.
Yeah, there is a route that I would take with this hidden power that we fight her on purpose, but it's probably the slowest one that you can take. But it is decently safe, experience-wise. But I'm not gonna.
She has like 4 level 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, it's super slow. Super slow. We're actually,
especially like at the end, if you mess up with like the bike getting by her, it's like you just feel it.
We're actually taking a path that I always find very interesting, which is one that if we see a level 5 or 6 Geodude, which we probably will right now, yes, it means that we can actually skip a trainer, depending on which one we see. The bad news is that I have to fight a Geodude with nothing effective against it. But it does save us a little bit of time because it means we can skip a trainer instead, and not make this a wasted encounter. So it does have its uses. The whole reason why we might take different routes here depending is we need to have a certain experience threshold so that we get Monferno right before we fight the gym leader, so we're not wasting time basically.
Yeah, it's actually a bit tighter than you guys would think, because if we have too much experience, we can actually level up to 14 in the middle of the battle, and then after another Pokemon be at 15 by the end of the battle, so we won't learn Mach Punch, which is really bad.
All right, so we need to head down to the Oraberg Mine, where we're gonna fight. Let's see, just one trainer in here. You could fight 2, but because I fought the Geodude, we are gonna skip 1. So that makes it nice. Which means I
see a chat question that you might like.
Yeah, go for it.
What's your favorite Pokemon from Gen 4?
Favorite Pokemon from Gen 4? That is a great question. I think it's Piplup. I think it's Piplup. I really like Piplup. I'm a big fan of penguins as a whole. So yeah, I'm gonna go Piplup. We're gonna pick that escape rope up for getting out of this mine, and then this is one of the trainers that we have to fight. Unfortunately, this trainer has a Geodude and an Onix. Again, cannot deal with these fast. That is why it would be beneficial if we had, say, a water hidden power, but nope. We got stupid dark or something.
If you just ran with Piplup, you would just have a water type.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. I would also have a Bidoof to worry about. I'm just gonna, out of curiosity, I want to see how much damage this does. I'm curious. It does nothing. It's almost nothing.
Oh, that's like nothing.
So not only do I have a bad typing, I have a weak hidden power, because the power can be somewhat variable if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the power could be, I think, between like either like 5 or 10 and like 65, I think. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, don't say anything.
Yeah.
This is fact.
Don't add us. I want to try and get out of this fight without healing if I can, because I'm gonna take a Pokemon Center afterwards. If I have to heal, I have to heal. But I'm gonna take a Pokemon Center for safety afterwards anyway. So if I could avoid healing, that would be great. But it's all in the hands of this Onix. So. Let's see here. Yeah, so not only is it slow because we don't have anything effective, I am not going to risk that. I think that would be a mistake to risk that. I'd probably die. Not only do we not have an effective move to deal with these types, right? But these moves, because they're not very effective, means that every time we use them, we get an extra text box as well. So it's that much slower. It's just so slow.
Yeah, it's also just like a little bit painful how slowly stuff happens. But at least like sometimes you'll have a couple of like embers that are in place. But yeah, it's still gonna be scary if like you get hit with a crit rock throw.
Yeah, I actually considered not healing there, because based off of the damage the previous rock throw did, I would live with 1 if I got hit again. But I don't know if that was a low roll. I don't know if he was gonna crit. Like I'm not playing around. Not trying to figure it out in real time. One thing, again, beneficial though, I think I've hit like 3 encounters total in this run, maybe 4. Not too
definitely,
bad.
Yeah, not bad luck.
Not bad luck at all. Like, I take that. If I had a really good hidden power combined with this, I'd be on pretty good pace, but I'm not, unfortunately. But because of the very random nature of this, I mean, one, it's a Manipless Pokemon run, so we have to factor in lots of encounters by default. And second, it's a run that is heavily dependent on a move going your way. We bake that into the estimate, so do not worry if you're like, hey man, this is real slow. It's baked in. Hopefully, we should still be plenty underestimate. Hopefully. All right.
But that's just the story of Pokemon runs. Hopefully we'll be underestimate, and then our game crashes or something, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
can't really do anything about that.
If you're a speedrunner out there and you're if you're ever trying to prepare a marathon submission, the best rule of thumb for an estimate is whatever your worst time would possibly be, right? Like if everything went wrong, everything possible went wrong, anything fathomable, that's what you should make your estimate. And that's just so hard to predict with a Pokemon run, because there's so much that you don't even know could happen. So like, it's not even within your realm of possibility, because it might be something you never see. It's just so random all the time.
Yeah, whenever I submitted this game, I always like did like a 135 estimate because I was terrified.
Yeah. Yep. It can be very scary. Now that being said, my PB in this category is a 105. And my estimate is 120. So we have 15 minutes baked in of bad stuff happening in a relatively short-ish run. So hopefully that's enough. That should be good. Also, that burn was beneficial. It saved me a turn. So shout out to that burn.
I've literally never gotten a burn doing runs of this game. I'm really unlucky with Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's why I don't run it anymore.
Burns don't happen often, and especially if you're trying to, I mean, like if you end up using hidden power a lot, then you're not even using moves that could burn anyway. So, all right, so yeah, again, unfortunately, based off of the hidden power we got in the experience route we need to take to be able to be Monferno before the gym fight, we do have to fight both of the gym trainers as well, which of course have rock types as well, which makes it a bit of a slog. But you know, what can you do? Another burn. Interesting. We'll see if it ends up being...
Be lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it might not be a beneficial burn. It all depends. Is it going to save me time or not? I don't think burn kills from here. Let's see, though. I don't think it does. Oh, it does.
I told you. I told you it would. I called that. I called it from like a mile away.
That had to be like the maximum damage that burn does, though. It can't do much more than that, right? No way.
I just don't think Geodude has that much health.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Arden. Okay, we're getting relatively good luck on move selection here. Arden does not affect Ember because Ember is not a physical type move. If you're unfamiliar, Pokemon moves, at least in this gen and a couple past gens and going forward, are usually physical or what's special moves. Couldn't think of it for a second. Which are affected by different stats. Physical is attack and defense based. Special is special attack and special defense based. So you can see where we go from there. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to potion twice. That's the only bad news here. Besides the fact that my hidden power is bad.
Just being Blaze, you know, Blaze totally affects Mach Punch, I swear.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Totally, yes. What would be the fighting version of Blaze? Like, if there was one. Like, what would you call it? Fighting type version of Blaze.
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know, like Bruised Knuckles or something.
Cheating by putting like your Grass Knuckles in round 2.
Yes, exactly. Brass Knuckles, there you go. That's good. We are teaching over our useless hidden power to have our Mach Punch. Okay, and then now we are at the gym leader. We are gonna heal. You might be wondering, like, if I took a Pokemon Center, what's the point of healing? Like, why don't I just go back to the Pokemon Center again? It is slower. The main reason why I take the Pokemon Center, in fact, is not really having to do with health, though it does end up being beneficial because I use a lot of Embers. So if I didn't take a Pokemon Center, I'd run out of Embers when I need the most, pretty much. So that's one reason why I take it. But two, it's because while Roark isn't really dangerous, even here, even with how we have things set up, things can go wrong. And if I die, I can get just sent right back to the Pokemon Center as opposed to having to save, you know, reload the game. It's probably a little bit faster overall.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to say the F word, once you are a Monferno, this fight's pretty free because you have like quite a bit of speed, especially compared to like a lot of the rock types. Even if you don't use Mach Punch and like in your route, you use say like Rock Smash, it's still going to be like pretty beneficial.
Yeah, what I actually should have done there, I spammed Mach Punch. It probably would have been more beneficial if I had done like a Leer or two and then the second Mach Punch, but what are you gonna do? So this Onyx is specifically what Taunt could be useful for, and it's not even guaranteed to be useful. It just might be. It all depends on what Onyx wants to do. So the reason why we use Taunt there is to prevent Onyx from lowering our defense with Screech, I believe is the move it uses.
Yeah, Screech.
Taunt may... Oh, wow, that's good luck. Taunt means that he cannot use Screech, which means my defense can't be lowered for the last of Roark's Pokemon here. What's my health gonna be at here? Oh, we're good. We're good. Oh, wait, I forgot about the heal. I forgot we are in heal range. That was a... Then I should have Leered again. Same thing. Same exact thing, honestly. Same exact thing. I'm actually gonna Leer here. I don't think Onyx dies.
Yeah, because I don't think Roark has like the smart AI. I think all of like Onyx's moves just have like the same like equal chance of all like being used.
This is unfortunate.
A little scary.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. We're gonna have to heal.
It's not scary for Onyx because Mach Punch is priority, so it would work. But it's a bit scary for
we're gonna heal again because of crit.
Granados.
And that is my last potion too, so
Nothing can go wrong, it's fine.
yeah. Okay, we're fine from here. But yeah, so Taunt was useless there because Onyx didn't even I don't think Onyx tried to use Screech one time. And it got like 8 turns to do so. Okay. So I might be one down, but yeah, not great overall. This Granados is kind of a glass cannon, so all we got to do, pretty much regardless of our stats, is Leer once and then Mach Punch. The reason why it's scary is because we do give it one turn to hit us. So depending on what it does, it could really mess us up. Pursuit is not that move though, so we're in good shape.
Yeah, Pursuit is totally fine. It's just kind of scary if especially if you have like the defense drops and then it uses like headbutt or something.
Yes. All right, we got through row arc.
GG.
Yes. So for reference, say if we have a water hidden power, and say I was doing PB attempts as opposed to doing a marathon run of this, I would have skipped every trainer that I could have, quite literally every one, and then I would have came right up to row arc and tried to blast them in the face with my water hidden powers, with Chimchar, not Monferno. So that's basically the strategy. All right, we're gonna get our shop on here. I'm gonna be a little bit conservative with my shopping here. I'm gonna actually take 2 potions as well, and then I'm also gonna take 2 supers we always grab. The only way that this might backfire is we might not have enough repels to get through, but 5 should be okay, I think. It's a little light. I'll usually have like 6 or 7 repels here at least, but I'd rather have a few more healing items considering that I usually have potions here left over, but I did not have any this time around, so. We're gonna head back to Jubilife here, but we do, again, now have the benefit of repels, so we are gonna menu here. And not only use a repel, but we're also going to teach a move, which is the Rock Smash. Not a move we necessarily need to use in battle regularly, but we will use it once or twice potentially, just because it has the ability to drop defense on a Pokemon. But
yeah,
mainly
it's only like useful like in like the early game, only really like in the gym fight, and it's not even like that good, which is why like Conception just didn't use it.
Yeah, it's also not it's not as strong as Mach Punch anyway, and it's not a priority move, so it's not overly beneficial to use as a fighting type move. We mainly only need it for, as you might imagine, breaking rocks that might be in our way, so that's going to be its primary use.
Also, we're going to be getting into a double battle.
Yeah.
I'm frowning right now.
Yeah. This is a largely inconsequential double battle. Yeah, there's nothing even to say here. I think the only thing...
Because there definitely weren't enough in Emerald.
Yeah, definitely were not enough. The only thing that could go really well here is nothing. No, if Turtwig misses a tackle, I think it makes this ever so slightly faster, I think. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, because we're going to get a turn. We're going to Ember the Wurmple, take it out, not worry about it. Then we got the Zubat. I can't remember if the Zubat is a range or not, like if it has no damage done to it. I don't think it is. I think we can always take it out.
Yeah, I feel like you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Zubat is going to be...
Interesting. I was also wondering if Turtwig could crit it down all the way to fainting, and it did crit, but not to fainting. So, yep. Again, nothing. It's gonna try and teach us Fury Swipes here. We're not gonna have it.
Yeah, Fury Swipes is just a downgrade on every move except for maybe Hidden Power.
Yeah. My dragon type hidden power or whatever it was.
I think it's poison.
Oh, it is a poison. I wasn't paying attention. After I figured it was useless, I stopped caring. But now we got a little bit of a cutscene here, but now we're going to get into the first of 4 spinners in this route, which
I can't believe you're not talking about the most important part about getting like the
fashion case
kit.
Yeah,
the fashion case.
Yeah, the fashion case, which is of course a very useful tool to the speedrun. But no, we're going to be hitting first our 4 spinners. If you're unfamiliar, starting in gens 2 and above, there are introduced trainers that spin, basically, that turn their attention towards you when you try to walk by them, or if you play your cards just right, you can walk by them while they're in a suboptimal spin. I'm not fully confident in this one, but we're gonna try it.
I feel like you're fine.
Yeah, all right, we're good. I had a little bit of a delay in the pause there. So basically what we do there is I start one tile away. As soon as the spinner turns, I move up that 1 tile and pause, which in theory will freeze the spinner in place long enough for me to pass by, but I also need to use a repel anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. I could have taken that, but I chickened out.
I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely just raw dog the spinners.
I don't blame you.
It's more fun that way.
Come on. Come on. And then they lock in on their own like this, and it's just like, of course they do. Like, I could go right now if I wanted to, but you know, as soon as I start moving, it's gonna turn. All right, there we go. So that's 2 of 4 spinners down there, 2 more in the run. Those were not particularly fast passes, but you know what's slower is hitting them. So that's the lesson learned.
You know what's even slower?
What's that?
BDSP spinners.
Yeah, because they can just stay in place for minutes, feels like. I'm gonna grab cherry berry here.
There was a clip actually of Pokemon Speedrunner Etchy. If you guys have seen this clip before, before like they knew how like spinners like completely like worked in the game, he had a spinner that was locked for like almost like 2.5 minutes or something.
Yeah, and again, you theoretically, you could just walk. You could walk. Just you might. It's frozen for 2.5 minutes. It should be frozen for 2 minutes and 32 seconds, but. You know, on 2 minutes and 31 seconds, it's gonna come at you. So, couple of necessary fights, but inconsequential as well. I mentioned it as well. I picked up a cherry berry. Cherry berry is a berry that, when used, heals paralysis. That is again just an extra measure. Hopefully, won't have to use it, but I will be equipping GABA with it here on an upcoming menu, just in case I have to use it. Or just in case we get paralyzed. Yes.
How are the Pokemon supposed to eat the berries if they're paralyzed?
Especially when you give them the berries, like they're holding onto them. I'm confused. Yeah. Like if you use them as a trainer, that makes sense. You're feeding your Pokemon a berry. But when they're holding them,
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I'm going to say that the berry is like a capsule in Chimchar's teeth, and then when it's paralyzed, just bites down.
But what if you like give Pokemon like Eviolites and like metronomes and stuff?
Great question. This burn, while we got it, is actually slower because this burn is not going to help us.
Yeah, the Zupets are like so weak it doesn't even like matter.
Yes. All that burn gave us was extra text. Unfortunate. But there we go. We take out these 2 trainers, so this guy can give us some honey. There's also a key here, the works key. We need to get into Valley Windworks, so that is also very important.
That's less important though. We're definitely like right now we're about to get Munchlax.
We're all about that, yeah. Also, shout out to Etchy for doing a Munchlax alt main, which I think is like in the 7-hour range or so, 6 to 7 hours. I'm pretty sure. And most of it is just manipulating the Munchlax to come out.
I think Munchlax in this game can like come out of like one of 4 trees, and even then it has like a 1 in like 32 or something. It's like really bad.
It's very, very improbable. Okay, so we're gonna go. This trainer is largely inconsequential. I'm not sure if this Glameow has what's that move that makes you flinch? It is also a priority move.
Fake out.
Yeah, fake out. I don't think this Glameow has it, but there are Glameows later on, or at least one that I can think of that does have fake out that might use it or might not. But as long as it doesn't use fake out, we one-shot it. Easy peasy. All right. Getting owned by some kid. That's what this Team Galactic person just said.
I like the locking noise and the unlocking noise. It's like Kerchunk.
Yep.
That's definitely what doors sound like.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, 3rd spinner here.
Oh, you could have won.
I know, I totally could have. I am going to take an optional heal here as well. Technically don't have to, but it makes the end fight a little easier. Oops. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on. Oh, there it is.
All right. That's 3 successful spinner passes. Only 1 more. Unfortunately, the fourth and final spinner pass that we have to do in the run is the one if you hit is by far the worst.
Yeah.
So definitely don't want to hit it, but if we do, it's not the end of the world because we passed the other 3.
I think it's worst just like purely by the amount of Pokemon that he has.
Yes, and the types because they're rock types mainly. So
Yes.
don't. Darn. Okay.
It's fine. Just it's poison. You can just be in Blaze. It's fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
Will
Mach
help.
Punch there just to ensure that Ember kills next. Then we're gonna use that handy dandy antidote that I picked up for just this reason. Nope, I always think it's up there for some reason. It is. Oh my gosh, I'll pick
It's
it.
not there.
I'll pick it right sometime. I've also been playing a Hard Gold and Soul Silver lately, and I'm pretty sure the order is different in that one.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
so it's throwing me off. Okay. Now we can Ember the Zubat down. That Zubat could also just not... Wow, it still didn't go down.
Oh.
Still didn't go down.
What an unlucky range.
Yeah, I'm going to use Mach Punch here just to save the Ember, but... we get not very effective text, but I want to make sure I have enough Embers to get through next couple if I need be.
Yeah, and Ember, at least like in Blaze as well, it's gonna be our move that's like way better that we should be using.
Yes. Okay,
But like
so
against normal types, it like doesn't really matter.
here's
Like, we
one
use
instance
Rock
that
Punch.
we're going to use Rock Punch in hopes that we get the defense fall. See what we get.
The defense fall. Is that a crit?
No defense fall, so we're gonna have to use Leer instead. Don't waste a turn, unfortunate, but it is
I
what it
didn't
is.
realize it did that much.
Yeah. And then Mach Punch for the win.
There we go. Easy fight, free fight even.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the heal. Honestly, if we didn't heal, we would have died.
Yeah.
So it is good that we healed. But yeah, that fight can be faster if Zubat chooses to cooperate and if we get the defense fall. But yeah, that is complete, which we have to do for story purposes. Might be wondering why did I just go out of my way to be in this tower. I can't advance the story unless I do, of course.
There's
This is
just a couple
speedrun.
guys on the bridge. They're like, you can't be here.
Yeah.
We're epic guys. We're cool guys over here.
Exactly
And
right.
then, yeah, you have to go into the Valley Winarks and beat up those guys, and then watch some dad get called stinky by his daughter or whatever. It's really awkward.
I
honestly,
took
if you
that
think about it.
really slow, way slower than I needed to, because the last time I played this game, I hit a trainer from way above that I've never hit before, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't. All right, here's the fourth and final spinner.
I wish there were more setups in this game for fun spinner passes, but there aren't. But congratulations, you did
Yes, we did it. That's not to say I won't still hit an optional trainer or something, but no spinners for us, which is good.
Now it's time for the second scariest fight in the entire game.
Yep, actually true. Though made a little bit safer by the fact that I equipped a cherry berry.
Yeah.
One
So the
inch...
way this fight
Oh,
works.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the way this fight works is it's a double battle. So you have we have the Monferno and we have the Chansey from the person that we're traveling with, and then we have a Pachirisu, and then the full line, well, a full line of Wurmple, which is really scary sometimes. I'll put it like that. There are different ways to go about doing the fight that just like some people prefer doing, where some people like just completely taking out the Pachirisu first and then working on the line of Wurmples from the other trainer, and some people like going the opposite way, and some people do weird stuff. It's a lot to explain. But the scariest part about all of this is if you have Pachirisu and Beautifly alive at the same time, the Beautifly can absolutely destroy you by using Gust, which is flying, which is super effective on fighting, which Monferno is. And you can also get paralyzed by Pachirisu, so you can't really do much.
Which I did get paralyzed by Pachirisu, by the way, but I had the berry equipped. Am I gonna die? Nope, I'm alive. But I do have to heal,
hurt.
but that's okay that I have to heal next turn because it's Silcoon, so we're safe from damage from the bug type, at least. Okay, we're going to use the super here. Just to be absolutely, utterly 1000% safe. I probably would have been fine with the regular, but...
Yeah, at this point, there really isn't that much... Okay, never mind. I'm a liar, actually. There are things that can go wrong here.
Oh boy, I'm going to use it. I don't feel good about using it, but I'm going to use it.
Well, yeah, other than getting paralyzed, there isn't that much that can happen with just Sokun and Pachirisu.
Yeah, you would think. All right, but yeah, the rest of this fight will now be fine, but it's basically as slow as it possibly could have gone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, this fight's really painful, and then the next fight's just pretty slow. It's 2 Abras. Do we have any donations, since this is just a good time, since the force is just pretty boring all around?
Great question.
I don't see any, but of course, one is still welcome to donate. Go to speedgaming.org/NoKidHungry, and that will give you links to the donation link and everything else that you need to see our prizes and incentives. So yeah, you could be the next donation. It could be you.
If I may ask Fiesel before you go away, did there happen to be any text along with the GABA donation that came through?
Nope, just GABA for Chimchar's name. That's all.
All right, worth checking. Like I said, it has to be a close friend of mine, because they would have been the only one to know that. So
even I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm a close friend to Conception.
Yes, very much so.
That was from donor Actual Sunshine.
Yes, my good friend. Yes, my good friend Actual Sunshine. One thing that is worth mentioning about double battles in this game, and I don't know if it continues in other generations or not, but whenever you have, not double battles, rather, companion battles, when you have a companion, like we have with this person here, anytime you enter a fight, whether it be a random encounter or a regular fight with a trainer, you after that fight is complete, you heal to full. So you notice how I am at full health, and I have all of my power points left. So if I had needed to, and I definitely could have done this, I could have taken a wild encounter before that last double battle with the Pachirisu, and then went into it at full health. But it would be taking it, letting my repel run out and taking an encounter.
Yeah, if you don't use a repel through that like specific section, which is pretty dangerous, but like it's very doable. It's not that much grass. Then you could set up for doing it, but it's not any faster than just going in it with Blaze. Yeah. And I thought, hey, maybe the fight will go well and I won't have to heal, but you know, hindsight is 20/20. Yep. All right, 1 repel here. Also, I'm gonna like just double back to a question from chat that I answered earlier about like if this is the fastest Gen 4 game. I'm gonna just talk about real quickly about some of the other Pokemon runs that have glitches in them that are like shorter, because Gen 1 and Gen 2, Gen 2 has an ace category, and there's which is arbitrary code execution, but there are also glitch categories that don't use the arbitrary code execution, that are about 45 minutes to an hour long, and then the ace categories are about 10 minutes or something. And Gen 1 also has like the glitchless categories, or the glitched categories that are a bit shorter than the glitchless category, just because glitchless is very, very, very scary, especially at the end, or closer to the end. Not exactly like Elite Four, but like the last few gyms are pretty scary. They certainly are. But yeah, there is also some very fast categories for that game, but not really like anything like this, where you just have one glitch that you get to like completely abuse. But yeah, in those 2 gens, there's like a couple of glitches that come together to make the categories, just because they've been out for like so much longer. Gen 3 actually has Emerald has a glitch category that's about the length of like the estimate for this, so it's not that much longer, but it's a lot worse. Where you use basically a bad egg, which I don't want to explain. It's so much. You use a bad egg, to just completely like do a credits warp, and it's very funny, but it has like a 1 to 32 chance of working, and you just have to keep doing it, and it's awful.
Yeah, that is a monotonous grind to say the least. Also, just like to shout out one of my favorite tiny pieces of speed tech, which is in this fight. All these fights are inconsequential. Well, this is a grass gym and we're fire type. As you can imagine, we're cleaning house. This trainer has 3 voodoos. The second voodoo coming up is weaker than the other 2, which means that I can use Ember instead of Flame Wheel, which saves exactly the amount of text that Ember is shorter than Flame Wheel. So it's ever so slightly more optimal by probably, like, I don't know, if I had to guess, like 2 or 3 frames. And it didn't even work. Oh,
it didn't even work.
This is the first time that is ever. Oh my goodness! I've never had this happen. I must.
I'm gonna say that's. I'm just gonna say that was the lowest roll I've ever seen for that.
It has to be, because my special is really not that bad. My special is fine.
It's good special.
Yeah.
It's like alright special. That's so weird.
I have never seen that happen, literally ever, running this game. Hopefully, I mean, it got off of water sports, so now I'm interested to see how this voodoo fight's gonna go. Oh, we're fine. Okay.
We're fine. Okay.
Okay. So just waste a turn. So ignore everything I said about speed tech, because apparently it might just not happen sometimes.
I've never seen it not happen.
It's so wild. Okay. Also, there's nothing else of consequence in this gym until we get to the gym leader herself, Gardenia. The only thing is that I have to fight all of the gym leaders in this gym. Oops, I started going to the last one by accident. And you can find it. You have to fight them one at a time, and they only appear after you defeat the prior one. So it's not like I can optimize the routing in any way. But they're all really easy. They're all one shot, except for that second voodoo apparently. So nothing else to mention.
Yeah, this is also a bit of a different gym layout than like in Platinum, with like the big like flower clock. But this is gonna be a lot faster anyways, just because you don't have to like wait for the flower clock to go to like 8 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like easier to backtrack to, like playing casually.
Yes, definitely. Only one more gym trainer, and she just has, I think it's a Rosalia if I remember correctly. And then we'll get to fight Gardenia. You might also be wondering, you might be looking at the estimate, and you might be looking at the clock right now and being like, all right, we're at an hour, and the estimate is an hour 20, and we're at gym 2. So like, Strimmer, how do you plan on finishing this? And you're just gonna have to wait and see.
It's gonna be like Gen 1.
Yeah, you're just
gonna be like Gen 1.
Yeah.
Because like in Gen 1, you do like, you do like basically all the story, and then you do all of the gyms. But in this game, there's like no story because this is Gen 4, and no one cares about moral dilemmas. So there's no story. Trust me.
Trust me. Don't try and find a story. Don't go out there and try and find a story here, because there just isn't one.
I do wonder what Cyrus's answer would be to the trolley problem. I wonder if he was like, if you're like, hey, Cyrus, you know, there is a train on one side if you don't do anything, right? I wonder if you'd be like, yeah, no, in my ideal world that would never be a problem.
Yeah.
And just start talking about like how the distortion world is better or whatever.
Yeah, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. It all comes out in the wash in Cyrus's land. Okay, so Gardenia, again, not much consequence to the fight. The only thing that I am mildly concerned about is, well, 2 things. One, there's always a chance I don't one-shot this Turtwig, and we didn't, so there, of course we didn't. And then we got Reflect, which is kind of the worst thing you can get when that happens. The second thing I was worried about is that, so her last Pokemon is Roserade. Again, grass type, so not like it's going to be too bad. But Roserade, we're going to have to give 1 turn to, because even though it's a grass type, it's still on a little bit of the stronger side, so we have to use Leer in order to shot it down. And it does have a move that can poison us, and I don't have any more status healing moves, so I might have to take like an optional center if I get poisoned or something like that. So that's the only thing that I'm really worried about, but also this could happen, which I also don't have any paralyzed healing at the moment, so we're flying off the seat of the cuff here.
Also, grass knot, definitely a very good move against a very lightweight monkey.
Yep. And yeah, we would have. Oh boy.
That's like your 5th burn.
Yeah, this burn, is this useful now?
I think it's useful because physical moves.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. All right. We're good. So this was slow, and I am gonna have to take a center. So that's gonna be even slower. But we made it out alive. I could have died here easily because of how everything broke down with the reflect and being paralyzed. I could have just been stuck in a nonsense loop of not being able to hit because I'd be fully paralyzed. So I got bad luck, but I got good luck within the bad luck, if that makes any sense.
It worked out anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I am gonna have to take it center though, which is unfortunate. Because we do have some more fights.
So yeah, just after this we have to do one more story thing, and then we will do every single gym leader as fast as possible.
Yeah, a gym leader a minute.
It's gonna be the most speedrun.
1 gym leader per minute guaranteed. With an asterisk next to it that says not actually guaranteed.
It's guaranteed enough.
All right, so we're gonna heal. So it's not only unfortunate that I have to heal because it's slow to take a Pokemon Center, but based off of how things broke, I could have gone for a Blaze strat coming up here, which would have made some fights in this tower faster overall, but definitely can't do that now. So
is this really a tower?
I don't know what you call it. Building.
It's a 3-story building.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts. I'm calling you out.
I think it's a 4. Isn't it 4 stories? Don't we hit 4 floors here? Let's see. We'll count them as we go.
Yeah. It's 4, I think. I forgot about the. I'm gonna call it an attic.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna teach it over Ember, because Ember will not be useful for us for the rest of the run. If we had a potential Blaze strat doable here, we would have taught it over Leer instead. Oops.
Guys, I want you to know right now. I did this before, but I'm gonna go rogue. If you guys donate $5, Conception will cut down an extra one of those trees.
Yep.
$15
per
maximum.
tree. $5
Yep.
per tree, $15 maximum, and I'll cut down all 3 trees on the way out. You got time. We got to fight like 6 trainers in here, so you got time.
Yeah, it's like landscaping, but more interesting because you have to pay money for it. Wait, no, that's how it works normally.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You still have to pay. Ness_ getting free landscaping over here. Okay, so there is not anything consequential to these trainers up until we get to the top of the tower. Here's the Glameow I was talking about earlier that could use Fake Out and does, of course. So doesn't matter, just besides it costing me a turn. But you know, it's just like why are you doing this to me?
Getting closer to Blaze at least.
ever so much closer to Blaze. I don't think we ever talked about what the threshold of Blaze is, which is 1/3 of your health.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty easy to figure out, like just like off the cuff, honestly.
Yeah.
As long as like you know what you're looking for, because like right now, Monferno is at maximum of 62 health, I think. So
65,
that's
yeah.
about 65. So that's about like what, like 20. So if we're at 20, it's pretty much going to be guaranteed.
Yeah, 22-ish. Yeah. So all we have to do is let Glameow hit us like 7,000 to 8,000 times. Bye-bye, Wormhole. Yeah, so we fight, let's see, I'm trying to count in my head. 1, so we fought 1, so this is 2. We fight 2 more grunts. And then Jupiter, who's at the top of the tower, spoiler alert. So 5
There's
fights.
a full
total.
planet?
The entire planet,
Full
yes.
planet?
We fought Mars earlier. Blinking, you might have missed it, but we did fight a Mars. The planet or otherwise. Yeah, so we're on floor 2, going up to floor 3.
Oh my god, all those guys are playing League of Legends.
Big fans of League down there.
Unfortunate.
Team Galactic, though, I feel like they'd be more of like, they'd be playing like Outer Wilds instead or something.
I feel like between League and Dota.
Yeah.
Team Galactic would play Dota.
Yeah,
But
that feels right.
There will never not be a day on the internet where I make fun of League players. I'm sorry to everyone who plays League. I'm right there with you.
I'm sure you're absolutely enraging the chat right now. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier being able to potentially do a Blaze strat here. The strat would be is that if I was in health low enough for Blaze, that I would have kept Ember and I'd use Ember here instead, and I would save all of these text boxes because Ember is a shorter word than Flame Wheel. Probably would have saved, if I had to guess, I don't know, 5 seconds total.
I feel like you're like overshooting it, but I'm not sure.
Maybe 3 seconds, something like that.
It is not much.
It's not much, so it doesn't really matter.
Quick update, please, on the donations, because I would like to see landscaping done by Conceptionists.
Sure. Well, we actually did have a donation come in, but it is not about chopping down trees.
Okay.
We have a $20 donation from Bogsy, who says, should have named the villain Ashkans.
Yeah, shout out to
No,
Bogsy.
Askans, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Askans,
yes. In my real world, I'm a community manager for the video game World of Warships, and Bogsy, along with Oskans, are 2 other community managers for World of Warships. So shout out to them, and thanks for watching, guys.
Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, big shout out
to employment.
Yeah, shout outs to employment indeed. I don't know what my health is at. I should have checked first, but that's okay.
Oh, I forgot that this just looks like a normal room in Diamond Pearl.
Yeah, it's not fancy. It's not fancy at all. So this is Jupiter. Zubat is up first for Jupiter, which usually is not a problem, but is a range, and I haven't been hitting ranges, so we're probably not going to hit the range. So let's see.
Let's just actually hit the range right now.
Nope, there you go. Not hitting ranges today. And then Wing Attack Crit does a ton of damage, but luckily we didn't get crit, so it's fine.
Yeah, Wing Attack Crit will leave this specific Monferno at probably like 3.
I was on PB pace on a run of this one time. I went into the cell, I believe it was 57 health. Missed the range, got Wing Attack Crit, and died here.
Yeah, it does a lot.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Flame Wheel.
Well, we do have another donation coming in here.
Lay it on us.
All right, we have $20 from Varchild, who says, $10 for Pokemon Puzzle Challenge Swag Chain Showcase, and $10 for Pokemon Pearl Incentive Trees.
Trees. Okay, excellent.
Absolutely.
So
that's 2 of them. We just need $5 more.
Yeah, and we got a little bit more time because this fight is especially trolling me. So we're definitely cutting down 2 trees and maybe a 3rd.
I know that there's a 4th, but that's like another $20.
Yeah, that's an extra tree.
Yeah. So yeah, we're level 25, and now we're gonna be doing all the gyms in reverse order, actually.
Yes, starting with the last one. No, I wish. Actually, no, I honestly don't wish. That would be really hard. That would be really.
Volkner
really
is free.
Yeah, Volkner is free. No, but you know now's as good as time as any because I'm gonna have to go talk to the bike shop guy and do all the extra stuff. Why don't you start talking to us about Tweaks Nest?
Oh yes, my favorite. So basically, in this game, when you have the bike, well, just in general for like bike movement, we usually start off on a slow gear, and then for the first like 3 tiles, because it moves at like a constant like however many tiles per second or whatever. There's also like a
and the second tree, by the way. Cut the 2 trees. Shout out to those donations. Thank you for that. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we start off with the slow bike for a couple of tiles, and then we switch to the fast bike. But the fast bike actually moves so fast that if you move over load lines, which the way they work is basically if you cross over some, it will deload different parts of the map. So there's like only parts of the map that you are around that's like loaded. So the DS with its limited memory won't become like completely overloaded. You can move on a corner of 4 of them, so you can manipulate how maps like load and unload. Most of the time they crash the game, being completely honest. Most of the time they're not useful, but there's some setups that you can do to cross them in a like fast in a certain way. where it's actually just going to be like useful. And you can even deload the map in ways where there's just void where like map should be, or even like you can get into buildings and then reload the map and then go through load zones to get into the void. And then there's going to be a lot more other stuff in this game, where like you can like warp through the void, but it's very complicated, and I'm gonna be here for like hours explaining like void warping, so I'm not gonna really talk about it. There was actually one type of fast bike tweak that Conception could have done through Cycling Road, but it sucks and it's really bad, and neither of us like it, so we're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, if done optimally, I think the number I've heard as to how much time it could save is probably like 45 seconds, mainly because we skipped this very long dialogue, and then we also cut through and have a slightly faster route. However, as mentioned, it's done on Cycling Road. I don't know if you were able to catch it because we weren't on there very long, but there are a lot of trainers on there. It's a fast bike tweak as opposed to a slow bike one, so it's harder to execute, and if I do it wrong, not only does it lose me time, I'll probably hit a trainer. So it's not particularly marathon friendly in my opinion.
It's also pretty prone to soft locks.
Yes. So definitely not gonna go for it. Oops.
So don't hit trainers, please.
Yeah, ideally no. Ideally no.
But yeah, through here.
Oh wait, I can go forward. I forgot. I've fought that trainer before. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, through here there's two separate tweaks that you can do. One with the slow bike and one with the fast bike. They're not really like faster than each other, but still looks cool. So yeah, Conception just did like movement over certain load line there to basically load the right side of the map, the like upper right side of the map, over the upper left side of the map. So a lot of the collision isn't going to be there, and he can stand in a certain spot so that when he reloads the map, which doesn't particularly have to be done through saving and exiting, but it's better to save anyways, because like if we crash, then we'll just go back right here anyways. He'll be inside of the building, right above the load zone, to go inside of the building, so he'll go through the wrong way, and he can be in the void just like that.
Yep, and I'm just walking in the void, just having a good time.
Yeah, and fun fact, a lot of just like the non-named areas in the void are going to be called Florida Meadow or Mystery Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right now we're in the Veilstone store because we are going to be doing the third gym.
Yes, of course. We went through all this glitches just to get to the third gym ever so slightly faster.
Yeah, it's faster than going through Hearthome and doing all like the different routes and stuff. So hey, Construction, we didn't do the rest of the badges. Why are you in the Pokemon League?
What's that?
Or is it just like a detour?
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that.
Pokemon League. Is it a detour though?
Yeah, just a little detour. I mean, like the Pokemon League is just like in the way, so we might. As
well
yeah,
we're gonna fight Volkner. It's fine.
Yeah, we might as well just knock it out real quick.
Yeah. So, oh wait, are you moving? Wait, why are you moving up? I thought you crash if you move up.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? It's interesting that you might crash before you move up. How am I talking as Cynthia? Could it be?
It's because we're going in reverse order, and we beat her in Eterna City, right?
Right.
So
yes.
Yeah, so
that's got to be it.
Why are we fading? Why is there
Hall of Fame? All
we
of
just
a sudden,
beat the game, by the way.
Time is coming up, by the way, and time.
GG.
Yeah. I hope that you totally bought into our shtick that we were going to beat the game, because we did not. We void warp all the way to the Pokemon League, do another save and quit, and then it skips us right to the Hall of Fame. So all we got to do is fight 2 gyms and take it out. And that, my friends, is Pokemon Pearl Any Percent Manipless. Thank you to the Speedgaming crew for having us on. Really appreciate it. Shout out to all of the tech people who have made this a success so far. And shout out to the No Kid Hungry team as well. Always really active on Twitter and stuff. Always hyping up and gassing up our runs. We really, really appreciate it. And shout out to everyone who's donated as well to make this marathon the success it has been just on day one. Donate towards No Kids Hungry. It's a great cause, obviously a great charity. Everyone can get behind it. Get your donations in for that. If this happens to be a run that you are interested in learning, it is very accessible. Ness taught me this run in probably 2 hours, I think. So it is very accessible.
It wasn't longer than 3 hours. I can tell you that right now.
It was really quick, and you can get into it. And there are I actually took kind of an easier route as well, which you can take. And if you want to complicate it and go for some harder tricks, you're more than welcome to do that too. But either way,
even manipulations. Yeah,
even manips if you want to do just the regular any % category, which I believe the record sits in the 54 range at the moment.
I think it's a 50. It's a mid 57.
Oh, okay, yeah, something like that. But it's below an hour.
It's not very long.
It's below an hour, so it's definitely fast. But yeah, if you go on, just go to speedrun.com. Go on over. You can just search Diamond and Pearl. This category specifically is in the category extensions portion. So if you're looking for any % Manipless leaderboard specifically, that's where you'll find it. But you can also just go to the Diamond and Pearl page and join the Discord from that page, and then you can get your resources in the Discord server. Friendly group. The Pokemon DS runs are great. So can't suggest it enough as a good Pokemon run to get into. It's very, very accessible. I want to thank Ness _ and Ness minus for cooperating. Yeah, you can find Ness _ twitch.tv/Ness _ that's NES, the actual underscore. You don't spell underscore, even though you might see Ness _ spell out the underscore occasionally. Yeah, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I don't know how you're doing all these shoutouts and you didn't even shout yourself out. Shoutouts to the runner of this run, Conception. Go to twitch.tv/Conception. That guy's awesome. I heard that guy's pretty cool. That guy knows how to run Pokemon.
Pretty cool. I think. Thanks for that. I also run I run a lot of Pokemon stuff. I'm also known for running Bug Snacks, which
that game's awesome.
DLC comes out for tomorrow, which I've been waiting an eternity for. Come check that out if you want to see some new Bug Snacks content. And I run some other quirky stuff and a GDQ hotfix show on the Games Done Quick channel called Awfully Silly. So if you like speedruns of awful or silly games that might be in an awful or silly block, come on by and check us out there every other Monday, every 2 Mondays, basically.
Yeah, and next Monday, believe it or not, we're both going to be there.
Yes, I am there most times, I would say. I would say every time, but I've had some stuff come up that made me miss my own show. But Ness _ is going to be running a just fantastic game. That you most certainly will not want to miss. And that's going to be next Monday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern on the 2nd. So yeah, come on by. Other than that, I think that's it. Are you good, Ness _ I'm good.
I'm trying to think of anything, but I think that's it. At least for me, yeah.
Well, please enjoy the rest of the marathon. There's some excellent runs on the docket, and thank you again. Bye-bye.